God, it's hot. Hey guys, today I'm doing a video on my sugar gliders and also kind of an update because I've been gone for ages. So I'm really sorry about the lack of uploads. I've been pretty busy. I've been getting driving lessons. I've been finishing up my college work. If you didn't know, I'm doing my level 2 in dog grooming on an adult course. And that's been taking up a lot of time. I also got sick for 5 weeks, and during that time there was a lot of assignments due in at college, so I was having to do those whilst being sick without getting the lessons, and yeah, so I didn't really have time or the energy to film. But now I'm nearly finished with college and my test for driving is later on this month, so I've got time to film again. So because this is a video about my sugar gliders, I thought that I'd do it in the tent that I play with them in, because then you can see them properly and it's a lot easier. So I think we should go and get in there. So first of all, you may not recognise this little girl right here. This is now my third sugar glider. I always wanted my pair to be in a trio, and I wanted a leucisitc. And she became available. So we ended up getting her. Her name is Arkadia. She came out of pouch in March, so she's still a baby. She is really confident in herself. Today she's a little bit quiet because we had to get her out of the cage. She was already awake. She has a really weird sleeping pattern. She wakes up during the day and then again at night. I'm so sorry for how sweaty I am. This room is like 40 Celsius. It is ridiculous. But she's really confident. She's really sweet. She didn't go through a shy phase with me at all, and she's only been with me for like 3 weeks or something. We are now starting the introductions to Zeus and Thea. But Zeus and Thea have been just together for like a year and 3 months, so they are not taken to it very well. So we're having to try other things now as well to get them in together, because obviously sugar gliders should not be alone. So she's had 3 weeks of being alone now. So yeah, we're having to try other stuff now to get her in with them, just so then she's happier, because it can't be very nice for a lone animal who wants to be social, but they just aren't getting on together at the moment. It's only been 2 trials of getting them in together, but it's horrible to watch because they just fight, and it isn't nice at all. I'm trying to find her on my back to give her the rest of this yogi. That's Arkadia. She's now the third sugar glider. She is a leucisitc, as I said, and she lives in this cage behind me. She's in a Midwest Critination, and it's a double one. It's really nice. For Zeus and Thea, they're in a cheap bird cage from eBay that everyone on the sugar glider page recommends. But this one is amazing, and they will all be going in that one, and this one will be getting thrown. Where is she? Normally she's jumping everywhere, but I guess today she's feeling a bit shy. The day that I need to do an intro to you. Her name Arkadia. It almost sounds as if I got it from the reptile company. I didn't, it's from the show 100. I call her Ark for short because saying Arkadia all the time is tiring. So next up, I asked for any questions on the Amino page for pets, if anyone has any questions about sugar gliders, and I got a few, so I thought that I would answer them in this video with Zeus and Thea with me. Ow, nail! So I got a few questions of sugar gliders that I thought that I would answer. If you want to follow me on my Amino page, then you can. I'm on the pets page and the reptile page. Yeah. The first question is, how hard is it to make their food? So making their food takes me about an hour and a bit. Some of that is cleanup. If you follow the recipes that Marie has made for it, I feed the SGS2 diet, by the way. If you follow the recipes that she's made for it, then it is pretty fast because all the measurements are there for you and you can just chop, make, you know? If you are doing your own kind of recipes, then it does take a little bit longer, obviously, because you have to work out everything. But it isn't a hard thing to make, it just takes a while because you've got to cut up everything and mix it all and then put it all into the ice cube trays, so that is what makes it take a while. So the second question is, how long do you have to play with them? So I'm going to put this into the next question, which is, do they have different personalities, because I feel like that comes into it strongly. So this little fellow on my shoulder is Zeus, and he is extremely playful. If you get him into the tent, then he will want to be in the tent for like 2 hours. Simple as. But his sister Thea would rather lay in bed. So she will come out for like 10 to 15 minutes and then be tired and want to go back into bed. He, on the other hand, will sort of pop his head back in, check that she's okay and come back out. So how long you have to play with them depends on their personalities. So they do all have different personalities, just like people. Some of them are shy, some of them are really obnoxious like he is. He is so boisterous, and that's another reason why I wanted a trio, because then if he has another little one to play with, then it kind of takes it off Thea a little bit. But they do all have different personalities, and you can't really get them out of their personalities trying to get a person out of their personality. You just have to work with them. So Thea only comes out for short times. I let her choose when she comes out. I let her choose when she goes back in. The more that you have in a colony, the less playtime you'll need, because overall they're using you as a tree, pretty much. They mostly just want the attention from their own kind. Although they do love playing with you, they mostly want sugar gliders to play with. So the more gliders that you have, the less playtime that you need. So I'd recommend somewhere between like an hour and like an hour and a half, giving them that opportunity to play, and then once you get to know them, you'll know how long they actually need. Also, they have loads of toys in their cage, so that gives them a lot of playtime without me too. Where's your sister? You're like, no, I do not. Where are you even going right now? Oh. What? Cool trick. Oh, why are we on me? That ain't a cool trick. Here's Thea. I managed to get her to come out, didn't I? Yeah. How active are they? Again, this depends on their personality. Zeus is really, really active. Thea, on the other hand, is not at all. She plays at night, but Zeus you'll hear like running on his wheel continuously for like hours, whereas she is more of a play with like the dangly toys and stuff like that. Both of them bark a lot though. They both are really vocal. So that's nice. But no, they're all different levels of active. Mostly gliders are very active. It's just if you get one that's really quiet like I have. So the next one is, on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being easy and 10 being hard, how easy is it to take care of your sugar glider? So I'd say about 4 out of 10. Once you know what you're doing, once you know their routines, once you know their personalities, it gets easier. And once you know how to make their food like off by heart, it gets easier as well. However, before that, it's more of like an 8 out of 10. If you're just starting out and don't know them yet, then it is harder. Of course it is, because you're kind of just doing everything off of what other people say. then once you know them, then you're doing it off of what your sugar glider actually needs and wants. Because some people say do 2 hour tent time, whereas if both of them was like Thea, what would be the point in doing a 2 hour tent time when she only wants to play for 10 to 15 minutes? Do you get what I'm saying? So once you know what yours are like, it becomes a lot easier to do. I'm waiting for the day that they wee on my phone, honestly. I'm waiting for it. I know it'll come. Get off my camera! Jeez, he literally just leaped onto my camera and then leaped all the way back here. He's a hooligan. Absolute hooligan. The next question is, how long do they live for? So the general answer to this is 12 to 15 years, but I have seen people say that their gliders have lived longer, but the actual documented age to expect is 10 to 15. So the next question is, where can you get them and do they bite? So let's do the do they bite first. So obviously they can, because they have mouth and teeth. If they will is a completely different question. Again, it depends on their personalities. I've only ever got a bite off of him. Thea hasn't ever bit me. Both of them have groomed me, which can be mistaken for biting, but it isn't biting. It's literally where they are kind of scraping, get off my hair, pin their teeth against you and grooming you because they accept you as part of their like colony. So it isn't a bad thing. It does kind of hurt. I taught them to not do it when they was young. When they started doing it, I made noises to them so that they knew not to do it, that it was making me angry. But it weren't making me angry, but that's what they had to think to stop doing it, because it did hurt. So you may get a few nips when you're doing the bonding process, but once they're bonded, the likelihood of them biting after that goes down a lot. I recommend either rescuing them / rehoming, or getting them from a trusted recommended breeder. So if you're in the UK, then you can join one of the join the Sugar Gliders UK page, and then from there are a page of trusted breeders, which is where I got Zeus, Thea and Arkadia from. And then if you're from the US, there are Sugar Glider pages and they do have recommended breeders on there. I wouldn't recommend getting them from a pet shop because they are most likely from a glider mill, and that is like getting a puppy from a puppy mill. They are much more likely to get sick. They won't be as strong. They probably won't live as long. So definitely try and find a recommended breeder, or if you do want to rehome, then if they're rehoming from someone that got them from a pet shop, I expect there to be vet bills, and make sure that you're prepared for that. They definitely aren't an animal to get on a whim either. Think about it for a while, look into them, and from there decide. So the next question is, would you recommend them for beginners? No, is the simple answer, because they are complicated. Getting their diet right, getting their cage right, the amount of issues that can happen, not just health but like stuff like self-harm. If they aren't getting the right amount of time and attention and other gliders' company, then that can happen, and that I feel like would be a really stressful thing to watch in itself, and trying to fix problems when they occur aren't easy. And obviously they are an exotic animal, so they have hefty vet bills if they do need to go to the vets. Finding someone that's trained enough in exotic vets is hard too. In the UK there are only 7 fully qualified exotic vets, so trying to be lucky and find one of those isn't going to be easy. So for that reason I wouldn't recommend them for beginners. Also, taming them, it isn't as easy as taming a dog. So if you don't already have experience there with dogs or cats, even hamsters or something, straight away jumping into such a big commitment like having a sugar glider would be stressful and would be hard. So I would recommend starting off with like other small animals, maybe even a dog. You know, sugar gliders are more intelligent than a dog, I've read, and that is a lot of brain power in a little animal that you have to try and entertain and give the correct things for. Another thing is because of their heat. You have to keep their heat really good, and that makes this room sweating, which is why I have sweat dripping from my face right now, because this room has to constantly be kept above the 20s. So when it's hot outside as well, I can't really risk opening up the windows in case it brings down the temperature. So it is literally a heat trap in here, and yeah, so that's another thing to think about if you can keep the temperatures up. But that is all the questions that I got asked my Amino. As I said, I will leave below my pages so you can go and follow them. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it has helped a little. I hope that you enjoyed seeing my new addition Arkadia, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing Zeus a little bit more, even though you didn't see Thea anymore because she's just sleepy, but you got to see Zeus being crazy. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Do you want to come say goodbye? Come say goodbye. Goodbye.